That chair almost went bye-bye.
I know, I was hoping for something to happen, some possibly I could make a joke, laugh out of it, get these people to think we're funny.
You getting hurt is not, nobody thinks that's funny. They think, if Robbie and I get hurt, big laugh.
Hilarity.
Big laugh.
It's happened.
Matt gets hurt, that's a national tragedy.
Hi guys.
Stop the show. Bye, band.
Bye, Loud and Straight. Three-fourths of Loud and Straight.
The three men in aggregate who create. How are we, Houston? I know you're thinking, oh good, more stage time with Rob and Rich.
but we brought a little Cohen hotness for this.
It's like when you go to somebody's dinner party and you're like, well, I gotta show them a bottle of wine. No way we're taking this stage without something delicious. You know,
Yeah.
we're brought you a big box of chocolates.
I have to say that is a completely inappropriate way to start the morning by calling me delicious, Richard.
I was gonna say juice. I don't know why I was gonna say we brought Cohen juice, but then I thought I already got in trouble for saying caulking a window.
You did not say caulking a window. That's what I said. And then you said every window loves caulk.
No, that's not.
And then you said you love caulk. And you were surprised how much you love caulk.
You're wrong, sir. Your Honor. May I push the bench?
They all filmed it, but 900 people had this on video, and hopefully in landscape.
You know what's sad about this whole thing? You know what's sad is that I was actually going with your thought process.
Yeah.
And trying to help you out with it. And because you were saying like, you know what, the thing about Saturday, when you get new windows, every window needs caulk. So you were saying you need to caulk your windows, meaning that's Saturday.
Right.
And I was saying, yeah, every window needs caulk. Caulk.
You know there's an L in there, right? There's like C-A-U-L.
Calc. Call it calc.
You have your hard time getting your mouth around the caulk.
See, I'm not saying this. This is for the record. So rather than going, that's right, Robbie. It's Saturday, and that's what Saturday is. He was like, hold on a minute, everybody. Stop the record.
Well, hold on, just so you know, part of what inspired me to stop the record was the wave of laughter.
No, there's actually a wave of complete silence while everyone tried to figure it out, including me, like, oh dear God.
I'm going to take this moment to apologize for these two older gentlemen on my left and right. Sebastian Roche is not here this weekend, so there's no asterisks on the panel saying this is, rated R and there's going to be bad words and sexual content. But that being said, Richard Spade and Rob Benedict Jr. have filled those shoes.
I just tried to do a little home improvement. And Rob made it dirty.
Do you know that you called
You people are all dirty too. I'm leaving. I'm not going to be any part of this.
Yeah, Rob Benedict Jr.
You called me Rob Benedict Jr. You know that?
What?
You're like, Richard Spade, Rob Benedict Jr.
And this is where he's so good looking, he'll go, I meant to, and everybody will believe him. It doesn't matter, like when you're handsome like that, you can go, oops, I meant to shit on the dinner table. You're like, wow, that's so charming. Whereas we're like, oh, I'm sorry, should I not be here? Yeah, you shouldn't be here, get out. That's what Rob and I get, but not Matt. He can do no wrong. Matt.
The good thing about this, guys, is I don't have a monitor in, so I don't know what the fuck either one of you are saying right now.
That's a win for us.
All I hear is Rich going, and then Rob is good. None of these are on, by the way. Rob, I can hear you because you talk like a normal human being.
What are you saying about talking?
Yeah.
What are you saying about talking?
No, I know. Yes.
Hey, karaoke last night, which was super fun, guys.
Yeah, you guys.
That was funny because he did a whole thing. Oh, when you guys came out on stage, I'm waiting for like my intro, and he was like, Khaleesi, is he saying Khaleesi? And then I got it in my mind that you're waiting for me like, I mean, Rich.
More. Hey, listen.
Yes, sir.
Diction is not my thing.
Limit to how close the microphone can go to your face.
Hey, Richard.
And back to the window caulking.
Alright, that's, boys.
Too soon?
Let's keep it clean.
Okay.
It's still daytime.
You guys
Look, when the caulk guy says keep it clean.
Let's take a question.
Do we have any questions?
can't see or hear anything. What's happening?
What's happening here?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Okay, so I love all you guys, and I was on Twitter when that whole Frank thing happened. That was awful. I thought that was so stupid.
Yeah.
Listen, let's pause right there and let Rob tell the audience the story.
Well,
so
what
we can-
was your question?
Well, my question is like, how did you like not blow up at him? Like,
Right. So
Backstory.
The band sometimes will sort of submit us for certain festivals, certain contests, that kind of thing. And Norton, the drummer, Steve, he does that usually. So basically, we got accepted as part of this kind of contest thing to be on a local radio station in Los Angeles, a morning show, as part of a thing called Stay or Go. And so, you know, I barely knew what it was, and you know, Steve said they want to interview you, and I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds good. Get our song on the radio and interview me. Yeah, good. And then, so I called in, and I knew there was an element to it. Was like they play the song, and then fans call in and say if they wanted to stay or go, right? And so I thought, oh, you know, our fan base is so good, and this will be great. And so what I didn't realize is that he's a shock jock. His whole thing is like putting people down. It doesn't matter who. If we were Coldplay, he would have, and he didn't know who we were. You know what I mean? He would have done that. So he didn't know who I was. He didn't know anything. Even though I guess Steve sent him my bio that I was an actor and whatnot. Anyway, so we get on there, do this pre-interview, it goes pretty good, and then they play the song. Steve's with me, so I'm like, yeah, play the song, it's great, it's going on. Came back, they're like, so what'd you think of the song? Bandaged Hand. So they asked the people in the you know room with them, like, hey, what'd you think of the song? These guys who were guests that day were like, I loved it, it's great. And then his co-host, this woman, was like, yeah, it really grew on me. It started weird, and then it grew on me, and I liked it. He's like, really? I hated it. And I was like, I mean, it was crazy. It was like slap in the face. But I really think that's the show. They think that's funny. Ooh, we have these young new bands on, and we just kind of put them down. I mean, it's dumb, but like that was what happened. And then and then this producer guy comes in. He's like, I'm actually a big fan of his acting. He was like, wait, you know this dude? Like, they thought I was a whatever. And you know this guy? He's like, yeah, he's this guy on the computer. And, oh, he's that guy? Oh, wow. Oh, bro, you have a bad voice, man. You can't sing. You should stick to acting. Right? It's crazy. I mean, I know, thank you. I love you too.
Wait. Just wait a second, I'm sweating. Finish the story. How did it end?
So, I handled it well. I hung up. It was fine.
Wait. So you hung up on a negative?
Well, no. Then fans called in. Were like, "I love Loud and Swain. This song stays." And you know, and then they were like, it's funny because like 2 dudes called in, like, yeah, I didn't like it, and then 2 women called in, like, yeah, I liked it, and he was kind of rude with the women because he was like, "Good, you sleep with them, Rob?" And then at the end they're like, so there's a tiebreaker, so you can have like, you know, Peter, John, or Ash. And I knew that Ash was the name of a fan of ours. I was like, I'm gonna go with Ash. And so they had Ash on, and she was like, I love Loud and Swain, and whatever, we won. So then, okay, Rob, congratulations, you won. And then they played Cool If I Come Over, and the producer came back on. He's like, congratulations, dude. And I was like, thanks. And I hung up the phone, and I was like, okay. I tweeted like, wow, thanks for having our back, Loud and Swain fans. And then the fans went crazy, just like so pissed off. And I had to go to the studio with the band that day, and I gotta be honest with you, like, I was shaken by the whole thing. I do not like to be the center of any kind of controversy in any way, right? So that's the part of it that kind of got me, and I didn't want fans to feel hurt by him, which they were. And I wanted them to know that I was okay. Because like the thing to take away from all this is like, I don't give a shit what anybody says. I know I'm great, right? And that's what we all should think, right? So then Shatner gets involved. So Shatner's like, he's voted stay. He was like, I'm blocking this radio station. They were like, later they said like he was a guest on our show. And then, you know, Shatner's like, I tweeted out later that day, like, because Frank was like, hey, call off your girls. And I was like, nothing I can do, pal. You're on your own. Good luck to you. And then he was like, you know, Shatner's involved, and he's getting into it, and then he was like, you should come on my show to me. And I didn't respond. I'm done now. At this point, it's Friday night, I'm done. And Rich calls me that day and he's like, dude, are you going in? And I was like, Rich, I think I'm done with this. Rich was like, great advice. He's like, dude, you gotta be above it. Like, use this platform, go in, be the bigger guy. Be like, I don't care what people think of my music. You know what I mean? Explain who you are, who the Supernatural fan base is, what this is about, and that it's for real. And I was like, okay, yeah, it gives me a fair shot here to, you know. So I said to the guy, look, I'll come back in, but I don't want it to be like Bash at Supernatural Fest. I don't want it to be like, with honestly, Richard's help, you know, this here's what you say. And I was like, I don't want it to be Bash Rob and his band thing. He's like, not at all. So I took Richard with me. We moved back in Monday morning into the studio. And honestly, God, because I tweeted something like, they better have flowers or chocolates. They had like lobster meal for us. They were so sorry. They knew they had awakened a sleeping giant. And they were pissed. I mean, they were like, you know, we're so sorry. The guy said I had a bad voice. He's like, he's in a band. He's jealous of anybody who has talent. You know, he's got like one fan. You've got a million. And, you know, really they ate it. And Rich and I felt,
he did. They did a nice
Rich and I felt good about that, especially off the air. But even on air, he kind of tried like, so what's up with the fans? I was like, well, the best fans in the world. I don't know what to tell you. And like I told him about my stroke, and I said it's, you know, it's personal for me now. It's just personal, and it's so yeah. So I felt like I got a chance. Rich and I afterwards were like, okay, I'm glad I went back in and got, you know. So I don't know. I guess for me the takeaway again is that I love you guys. I would never do anything to try to jeopardize our relationship, and also that I'm fine with or without that guy. I'm fine, you know.
Just for the record, what radio station was it in LA? I'm just asking a question.
I should have called you because you would have gone down there like.
No,
It's KLOS 95.5.
And he's Frank is like the main.
Frank and Heidi.
Heidi and Frank.
Oh, I know Heidi.
And I will say, to Rob's point, I mean, Rob handled it really well. It was, I'm not going to lie, it's handy when Shatner jumps in on your side. I mean, you want him on your side of the teeter-totter. So it was kind of funny, because then I think that's when they realized, what the F? I mean, yeah, we got some fans of a show we don't know coming at us, but Captain Kirk's on this?
Well, like Chris called in Friday morning and they were interviewing me on the phone. They're like, so what's your day job, Rob? The setup was, don't quit your day job, right? Like, what are you, a waiter? What are you? I was like, no, I'm an actor. Oh boy, you're an actor, huh? Yeah, they just had no idea what this was.
And I do think, to Rob's point, that they on their, to speak to their behalf, they actually handled it really well once Rob went back in. They were very, wow, we had no idea about this.
Yeah,
audience.
apparently they didn't know fucking God was in the room, so... Hey, somebody record this right now.
So now, I got to tell you the upside of this is that Rob, what happened was, of course, the fan base jumped on the Loud and Swain Rob Benedict train, and they won that week's contest in terms of votes.
Yeah.
And if they continue to do well, I don't know exactly the parameters, but the long and the short of it is, if they end up getting the most votes, Loud and Swain gets a free concert in Los Angeles, California that anybody can attend, and it's a big radio-sponsored thing. So it's actually really cool. Like this negative, and it's kind of a good lesson, like this negative that Rob experienced, he completely reversed the energy and morphed it, and now it's going to become a huge positive.
Lemonade.
So it's great. You know, we went from sort of having an awkward moment on the radio to probably playing a free concert in Los Angeles for any of you people who want to show up. So it's kind of awesome. Stay tuned to that and go to 95.5 KLOS and vote for Loud and Swain. Something else you can do.
So thank you for your support and for the question.
Because all these positives, I won't say what I was about to say.
I saw you go dark,
Frank. Thank you.
I saw you go
All
dark.
I was going to say was something of the sort as a disc jockey, especially in a day where radio is dying because of advertisers and podcasts are reigning supreme, you should have an in-depth look into what good music really is, where good music really comes from, and what the people want to hear. You know, like pay attention. Pay attention. Don't make a joke out of artists that are great. You know, there's a million artists out there, and there's a whole lot of shitty jokes you could tell on a morning show to get a couple viewers to turn in to listen to the Honda commercial, you know? I'm happy, I swear.
Or you can tell the truth and get everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you for the question, if you're still there.
And that's the end of our Q&A. We'll see you guys later.
All right, over here.
Hi, I'm Grace. So my question is for all three of you. I was just wondering, what do you prefer, pancakes or waffles?
Pancake or waffles? I guess the question for the ages, gentlemen.
Pancakes.
I'm a waffle guy because the syrup doesn't run off. I like to drink the syrup off the waffle.
Soggy. If you leave it too long, it gets too soggy. That's my only beef on waffles.
Don't put beef on waffles.
They're talking about waffles.
Waffle. I'm a waffle guy.
I'm really a French toast stick guy.
Oh, don't throw a wrench in the works. Here we were, fine.
It's American breakfast, finest cuisine. By the way, I don't know if you heard, McDonald's has breakfast all day now. I'm not getting paid for this advertising.
Hanging out with my family. Having a McSnack in my big hometown.
No, the thing was,
Check McMeow.
his hand wasn't even on the coffee. It was like the coffee was almost like CGI in there.
I'm gonna have a drink of this.
Richard treated him McSubtle.
Richard definitely won Twitter that day. It was the best tweet I saw all day. Yeah, best tweet, that's what I said. I called it a twit.
Best tweet by a twit.
I can see the tweet was the message or the guy holding the coffee. It's a joke, we love each other.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Olivia, and I have a question for Matt because I know that you're a new dad. So can you tell me your best dad joke?
My best dad joke. Since I have a whole arsenal of them, let me go through them real quick. The Rolodex of dad jokes for the A, the B, the C, the D. Let's go with what's really small, cute, has blue eyes, and loves to leak diarrhea out of his diaper. My son! You're welcome for that.
It's funny.
Is that dad joke or a dad therapy session? I'm not sure.
I have to say, whatever Richard just said, it sounded like. Can
you not understand me either, Rob? You really can't?
I can when you do
I have it in
that.
my ear. So yeah, I can understand you.
Are you trying to?
No, right.
He said, I don't know if that was a joke or a therapy session.
It's funny. See, Rob, you nailed it. Good interpretation.
For the rest of the show, can you translate with a.
It may be my mustache.
He's saying C-Rock.
You.
Harry and the Hendersons said?
I'm Barbara from New Orleans, and this is for Rich. I recently watched Band of Brothers, and my question is, what were the advantages and disadvantages of playing a real-life person who had passed away?
Advantages and disadvantages of playing a real life person who has passed away. I'll tell you something. The disadvantage was not being able to, they get tired of stories about freedom in America. Have a seat while I talk about soldiers, it's good. Playing a man who's passed away in a war is hard because you don't have him to talk to about what really happened. And I think one of the downsides about war movies is people tend to glorify what happens in war when looked through a Hollywood perspective. And the truth of the matter is there's nothing glorious about war. It's an awful thing, and even when it's necessary, it's awful. And so you can't get you want to humanize these people. You want to tell the real story because wars are fought by real people. And real lives are lost. So that was the hard part. So I had to talk to other people about Skip Mock, who I played in Band of Brothers. I had to talk to Malarkey and Bill Garnier and all these other real veterans who survived and knew him to try to get the real story on the guy and to find out what he was like. I guess the positive is you're allowed to. I didn't have to sit around and wonder what would Loki do. What would this fanciful made-up character do? I had to look down the gauntlet of what somebody actually did in one of the most tumultuous times in this country's history. That these young guys went and just blindly signed up for a war to go to a country they'd never visited and probably didn't know anything about, to get into an apparatus called an airplane and jump out of it when they'd never actually even flown on one. to think about the amount of bravery that took and the amount of courage it took on their part to sign up for that without hesitation, and to think about what that actually means and what that entails in terms of what am I like? What would I be capable of? Like, I found it to be incredibly educational self-examination. And I think that in so doing, it affected everything from that point forward. I have an enormous friend group from that show. I have an enormous amount of respect for anybody who wears a uniform in this country and other allied nations. And it affected me as a person, as a patriot, and as a father enormously. So there's, I mean, the loss of not being able to talk to Skip was replaced by the gift that he gave me in not only his loss in protecting the freedom of the country, but his gift to me as an individual in making me a better person through what he did when we needed him to do it. Thank you very much.
Kind of expanded too with it.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. I'll make this brief, but the family, the Muck family, nobody knew. This is going to shock a lot of you, but the internet wasn't what it is now when we did that miniseries. So you couldn't just Google Muck family and get their address. You actually had to do things like call the Chamber of Commerce and do some legwork. And I tracked them down before we started shooting the series, and they didn't know anything about the miniseries. They didn't know anything about the book, and they didn't actually know how Skip died. So I gave them the book and let them read it through the eyes of a historian because that was the most palatable way to read it. And then just over the course of the series, we became really good friends. They sent me letters that he had sent home. If you've seen Band of Brothers, the scene where I'm in the foxhole talking about swimming the Niagara River is from a letter that they wrote me. They wrote me a letter about how he swam the Niagara River before he went off to war. And I gave it to David Frankel, who was directing the episode. I'm like, this is unbelievable. He's like, let's sit you in a foxhole, just tell the story. Wasn't in the script. They just did that so they could humanize the guy. And Picala was from the same area, so they just sat Rick Gomez and Tim Matthews and me in a foxhole, and we just told the story. And interesting tidbit about that story that I found out later was that his buddies were nervous about Skip swimming the Niagara River because it's a very strong river that leads to a giant waterfall, so it's very dangerous. So they had somebody paddle a boat alongside him in case something went wrong. The person they put in the boat to go with him was Fritz Nyland from Tonawanda, New York, which is where this was. And Fritz Nyland was one of the 5 brothers that Private Ryan is based on, and he was the Ryan that got saved. So two monumental figures in cinematic World War II history, preserved by Hollywood, were from the same town in upstate New York and shoved off across the Niagara together. And they built, 4 or 5 years ago, they built a monument at that spot dedicated to all veterans, current and future. And put a little plaque there for Skip and for Fritz, and this interesting stories. These guys know I could talk all day about it.
That's a great story. I remember the first time you told us about that, man. That's such a mind-blowing thing. The whole foxhole and you telling the story of the letter he wrote to you was...
That was the thing I think what made Band of Brothers work really well is that they tried to de-Hollywood it as much as possible. They never told us where the cameras were. Right. Tom Hanks came to speak to us when we all got hired. We were in the barracks in England, and he said, "We're not making a war movie. We're filming a war. You just go fight it. You just listen to your commanders, do your movements, do what you're supposed to do, and let us worry about capturing it on film and putting it together." And I think that paid off in the long run. I think they did a great job. Hi.
Sorry.
Right? Isn't he hot?
I'm Versailles, and I love you guys. You guys are the definition of awesome.
Oh, thank you.
My question is for Rob.
Yeah.
I love Loud and Swing and the whole of your music, and I was wondering, which one do you enjoy more?
Acting or playing music? Is that what you're saying?
Do you enjoy working in the studio, making music more, or do you enjoy playing on stage in front of?
Thank you for the question, and I did like the band. Thank you.
Go give that girl a hug. She's freaking out. The poor thing is like, oh my God, like, hey, let me tell you all about my thing. I'm kidding.
How dare you? Not now. Not like this.
Not today.
I love playing live. I really love playing live. It's like the energy you get, even when we write songs and we go into the studio, we record them, then we play them live and they inevitably change because you feed off the energy in the room and you remember the reason you wrote it in the first place, and nothing ever comes close to that feeling, you know. So I really do love playing live as opposed to playing in the studio.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
I have a quick follow-up. Is every song you guys record, have you tried it out on the road first, or sometimes?
Sometimes, but most albums we will have tried 2, maybe 3 out on the road, but the rest are you know, written in our studio, and then, you know.
Is that tricky? Because then you kind of have to find, recording it is different than playing it live.
Yeah, inevitably you go like, oh, I wish we would have thought of that, for, you know. But yeah, our life is such that we really can't. We don't have the time, and we're excited to put the new music out. But like, tonight we're gonna play a new song on an album that we're recording right now. So we got a couple right now that we're playing live that we're also recording.
Hey, I have to say real quick before we move on, I didn't get a chance to make it to the Viper Room show, but I saw like a small video clip. Did you do Mama's Jam that night?
Yeah.
You like did Mama's Jam?
Yeah. It was a really
like
fun
Viper Room style. I just saw you on stage and I was like, oh my god! Because Mama's Jam's like one of my favorite songs, and Viper Room's one of my favorite places, and River Phoenix was one of my favorite actors. That place, I love that place.
It's a fun place to play. It's a really fun place to play, and the audience is right here, and there's so much energy.
Stage is so small, right?
Yeah, and you know we've been used to playing sort of these big rooms like this at the conventions, and so it's going back to playing clubs like you know we love to do. And the energy was so crazy. So yeah, it was crazy. Yeah.
I think it's an appropriate time to mention all this greatness, the musical talent that we have on the stage. Truly is a gift to us. These guys this is not their thing. They're a live touring band who plays Europe and plays all over LA and all over the United States. We're so fortunate to have them. Don't drop the ball, Houston. Come see these guys play live tonight. I'm telling you, the best thing to do. It's not a gimmick. Loud and Swain's an amazing band, and they play a concert on Saturday night. They go from this side of the stage to center stage, and they own this joint, and you're in for a treat. So do not miss the Saturday night special with these guys.
I love you guys. You guys like make my day. My question is, what's your favorite thing about being on the set of Supernatural?
Favorite thing about being on the set of Supernatural? I'm going to say it's the home of the bottomless cup of coffee. I mean, you just go back, there's more coffee. It's great. Guys?
There are a lot of bottoms.
You made it dirty again.
Well, whenever I hear you say bottom, I really enjoy just that there are few. I've worked for a while and I've been on different sets. There are a few sets that there's a camaraderie, there's a family going on, and it was like that when I was on Felicity, and I didn't experience it again until I was on Supernatural. It's a real family, and it's a joy to go to work on that show, I think.
I love, what's the truck called? The Green Machine?
Yeah.
The lunch
caterers,
truck? Oh man, they have the best catering. That and just being on the set of Supernatural is just fantastic. We've all become like a little weird fraternity of...
Yeah, and so much of the crew, it's the same crew as when we first started on the show, you know, since season 1, and so yeah, they just all know each other, and they've got a, like you just experienced when you directed, like there's a what am I trying to say? A second hand.
Oh, they're a well-oiled machine.
Yeah,
for sure.
And there's like a language, right? There's just like.
It's cool how much we all know the crew, given the fact that we're really not on the set that much.
Right. Yeah.
And we're still very close to a lot of the crew members. It's pretty unique and awesome. And again, the coffee. It's just, I mean,
bottomless.
I could go all day.
It's bottomless.
Oh, okay. So this question was asked last year, but I'm kind of changing it a little bit. So, because you three have such incredible chemistry, who would you F, marry, or kill between you three?
Well, that's easy because I would kill me, I guess. Probably, I guess I'd F Matt and marry Rob. I think I'd do and then I'd dig up Matt's body and F him again. You know what I mean? I would just keep F and Matt.
Yeah.
Can I continue? Is it like F, kill, marry, FFF, go home for a little bit, go back and FF.
You know what?
And then on a road trip,
As your husband, I don't like this.
Listen,
Who are you married to? You need for Matt's corpse.
I bring you home to bacon. Anyway, I'm not sure how Matt ended up dead in the stereo. I killed myself. But
Did you?
whatever.
Oh.
No, I messed up, yeah. It's F, Mary, necrophilia. I think it is.
So you're killing yourself, right? Yeah. If you just go marry him already.
That's the problem. If I kill myself, I can't F or marry anything. There's a flaw in your system.
I know, it's true, because as much as I want to kill Rich, I gotta kill myself and marry Rich and have the night of my life with Matt Cohen.
6 angry minutes.
Matt, really, this is the...
I know that something funny was just said, but I couldn't again hear it.
Did you hear me say what I said?
Yeah, I can
And
hear
he said,
you.
he said about my night with you, 6 angry minutes. It's like translating.
And that would be 3 times, back to back to back. This answer is just
18 minutes.
so easy. Yeah, I'd kill Rich, I'd marry Rob, and fuck myself.
Smart move. Smart move.
Either way, I'm getting the spouse side of the deal.
Hi.
This is not Sebastian Roche's panel. No more F-bombs, guys. I'm feeling awkward about it. I have a 10-month-old, and he might watch us on YouTube.
Hi, I'm Annika.
Hi.
And my question is, what is your favorite fan experience at the convention? Like, overall?
Our favorite fan experience. Is that right? Fan experience overall?
For me, it's every Saturday night since we've been playing this concert. There's always a moment every Saturday night where I'm surprised and overwhelmed by the love and energy in the room. Even in Jacksonville 2 weeks ago, like I sang the song "She Waits," and people had these lights out. It's beautiful, and it was like literally just broke my heart. It was so amazing. So yeah, that for me is those moments Saturday night.
We could pick from a lot. I mean, because of for all the joking and laughing we all share during the weekends. The things that stick out to me are the things that supersede that. When
Thank you so much for the mic. I can hear everything you're saying.
sorry, buddy. It supersedes that and it becomes something extra special, like you talked about that. I remember Rob and I hosted the Comic-Con panel, and in the middle of a 6,000 person hall, all of a sudden these Always Keep Fighting candles came up. Remember that whole...
Unbelievable.
From the stage, a truly amazing thing.
Yeah.
The philanthropic efforts demonstrated by you, by the charities you guys support and the love you guys give to those around you in the community you built, it's a pleasure to be a witness to it. It's a wonderful spectator sport to watch you people do what you do and do it so well and so lovingly. So I think that's the...
And some of the artwork that's done, and I'm overwhelmed sometimes by the effort.
I think there's a massive emotional connection between us as a group of guys doing these things and them, and I think that's kind of the payoff. With the artwork, with the music, with the support, with the candles, there's an emotional connection. And like anything in life, if you're connected to it, it feels great, right?
First of all, I want to say I think you three are great and very handsome. My question is for Richard.
Yes.
I've noticed you let your hair grow a little longer and your beard. And you look great, by the way.
Thank you.
But is it just personal choice, or are you preparing for a specific episode or something?
There's a man from Nazareth. I'm kidding. This is just me. I direct a lot these days. I direct a lot of commercials, directed Supernatural, and the great thing about directing is I don't have to shave and get a haircut. So I have just taken this opportunity to. It's not that I'm actively growing my hair. It's that I'm passively not cutting it.
But it looks. I mean, you're rocking it. You're really.
Well,
rocking
thank you, Robert.
Listen, tonight when he plays with the band, check this guy out. He's the one that needs to be in a band. This guy. Can I also say, did you see the episode he directed? How great was that?
Thank you for the question.
I also want to say something else about you and your hair. Oh, what if you play Jesus? When you said that, it made me think, what if, like, the biopic where you play Jesus, What? That's wine. That's water. It's wine. Ain't no wine. What else? What do you got?
You're not sick. You're not sick. You're healed. Shake yourself
What are you?
out.
Leper? What are you, leper?
All better.
You're cured. Let's go. Let's do this.
What did he say? He's a what? What the hell's a leper? Huh? You're fine. For some reason, my Jesus is still hard of hearing, like I am.
Yeah,
I don't know why. You.
Hi, I'm Cody, and my question's for Richard. Richard, if the trickster came to life, would you get along with him, and what would y'all do for fun?
I'm gonna need translation help with this one. Would you say it again? Man, I couldn't hear you.
I said, what would you do for fun if the trickster came to life, and would y'all get along?
What would I do if the trickster came to life?
And you're driving along with him?
And we were on a road trip together?
What would y'all do for fun?
Oh, what would you do for fun?
What would you do for fun?
Oh. Based on your age, I would say we would study. We'd go to the library like crazy. And when we're feeling crazy, we just get some kale and some chard and Brussels sprouts, and we just eat our greens. Thank you for the question.
Hi, my name is Patty.
That kid thinks you are the biggest loser on earth now. I have to say.
I actually had a question about Richard's band. If you guys got back together, Fusion Pope, which Loud and Swaying song would you guys do?
If my band from 1993 reassembled, 95.
Someone said I was born that year.
Yeah. And believe me, the band looks every day of those years.
Like your father.
Oh my God. We would, if we were covering a Loudon Swain song, really what you're asking me is what is my favorite Loudon Swain song in a way? Because
If you could play one.
I would.
No, if you could play on one.
I'm a huge Bandage Hand fan. I mean, there's a reason why I did that video. But if I had to pick a second song, Mrs. Vance. I'm a big Mrs. Vance fan. So I'd like to see the aging members of Fugitive Pope fumble their way.
Richard has been in a lot of bands. That's the truth of it. Like, the joke we have backstage is he's always like, oh, you guys are musicians. You know, the one band I had, we were doing Willie Nelson, and good story, actually. It's a funny story. I was playing bass. Willie came up, showed me a few licks. You know, he's played with everybody. He's done a lot. He's actually a very accomplished bass player, this man. For real.
Well, thank you. The thing that separates me from Rob and Borja and all those guys is they're actually talented professional musicians, and it was a hobby for me. But hey, maybe we'll rekindle the old Fugitive Pope magic.
Bring it on. I'd love to hear you guys do Bandaged Hands. Little Vans.
I think we'd have some bandaged hands. There'd be some old dudes up there. All right.
Hi, I'm Piper.
Hi.
I have a question for Richard. Since Jensen and Jared are known for pranking people on set, did playing the trickster feel like revenge on them?
Well, for starters, no, because I'd never met them before when I did it, like the first episode, so I didn't know what their reputation was. Secondly, Jensen got to wrestle chicks in underwear, so I'm not sure who really got the short end of that deal. I think it may have been me or the chicks, but he came out all right. So no, and also just the truth of the matter is, you're doing TV. It's all business. You don't really get to clown around as much as it might appear, or as much as the stories might be magnified in the retelling. So we didn't really get to goof around that much. There's really no getting revenge on those guys because, I mean, look at them. What am I going to do? And whatever I do, I need a step stool to do it. It's not really. There's no way out for me. There's no win. Thank you for the question.
You guys are so polite out there, clap after every answer to the question.
Okay, I'm Bailey, and my question is for all three of you. I was wondering if your characters were all alive on Supernatural and they somehow met, what do you think would happen?
What do you mean if our characters are all alive? Do you know something I don't know?
Maybe she just means present.
Wait a minute. Who here in this room think young John is still alive? As Michael. Who here thinks Gabriel and or Loki is still alive? And I'd like to see the person who thinks you can kill God. Who thinks God is still alive? That said, if we all met, I think we'd all go to Denny's.
There'll be drinks involved.
Yeah. Well, after we eat, we gotta fuel up.
Sure.
You don't need to drink an empty stomach.
Moon's over, me hammy.
Exactly. You.
Hi, I'm Lily from Mexico.
Hello.
Hi.
I gotta say I love you guys, and man, you are so hot.
Right? Muy caliente, señor Cohen.
Wait, Rich! What? I didn't, what? One more time.
I love you guys, and Matt, you are so hot.
I know, I want to hear her say not you, Rob. Not
She said you're hot.
you. I'm sorry my friends killed this romantic moment we're having. I also think you're very nice and beautiful. Thank you. Sorry for my
Thank you.
friends.
My question for you guys is how your characters would interact in an episode.
Just do the Denny's bit. I thought we'd have that. How would our characters interact in an episode?
Well, I mean, I think we get along really well, right? I mean, we're all in the same family, right?
Yeah. I mean, theoretically,
you're my sons.
Gee, Paul, what are we doing today?
Can we borrow the car?
You, with your mouth.
It was Michael.
It's never Michael, it's always you.
Never mind. It's always Michael. He's just too handsome. He's your favorite. Screw you. I'm gonna go talk to Lucifer.
That's guilty Gabriel if I've ever seen one right there.
Lucifer, he's really the bad brother.
Yeah.
Come on, boys. He really is what a dysfunctional.
We usually carry Dad around like that. 'Cause why not?
Not a bad hip.
You.
Hi, I'm Emma.
Hi, Emma.
I just want to say, Rob, you looked really sexy in a dress last night.
Boom.
And my question was for all of you, because there's multiple ships in Supernatural. What ship do you like the most, and would you want to air actually? You would like to?
Are we talking about aquatic vessels? Like an actual ship?
I like yachts.
I'm gonna go with Love Boat. I would like the Love Boat, and I would like to be Steubing, and you'd be Gopher, and you'd be Isaac, and together we'd sail the ocean, and we'd bring people together with love on a boat. That's why it's called Love Boat. It'd be exciting and new.
That being said, I think I'm a Stouffer. Steubing and Gopher. For shipping. Get what I did there? Do you get what I did?
Yeah, it's great.
I thought that was pretty good. I brought it back to the question, but I used his analogy of the Love Boat.
Right, but none of them got it.
Yeah, they did.
Hey, listen, let's take the last question from the beer.
I'm a Chuck Chester.
Chuck Chester, me too.
All right, here we go.
All right.
You gotta admire the. Come here. You gotta give a little love to the effort here.
Nice.
Come on, man. It's a check.
Yeah. Hey, buddy.
Okay, Richard.
Yeah?
How do you think your character would get along with Donna?
Rich? How old are you? Okay, I think they date. I didn't want to be inappropriate if you were a kid. Couldn't tell under the beard. I love Donna. Maybe it's just because I love Brianna Buckmaster, but I love Donna. I think they would have great fun. I think she's a wily one, and I think they would have a good time. That's as crafty as I'm going to get with it. Because I'm going to see her later, and she will get mad at me if I say something inappropriate.
Second question for you.
What's good, old Rob Smith Jr.
Sorry.
You got your picture with Jim yet?
Not yet.
It's gonna be awesome.
Are you nervous?
Just a bit.
You can't tell with the beard, you look super confident.
I don't know, it's waving a little bit.
What happens?
You had a question for Rob?
Something Rob, and would Rob have a relationship with anyone? Sure.
Listen, we'd all love to eat donuts.
Donna,
with
I'd like to be in with the Donna thing. I mean,
Yeah, we'd all like to get into the Donna thing.
that's what it was?
It's cool.
Yeah. In the back seat of that cop car.
What's the Donna and God ship? Donad? Didn't make any sense at all. I love how you're trying to process it. Fine. Or me.
Duck or Shauna.
Or Dodge.
Or Gunna. Gunna. Gonna get together. It's gonna happen. Ladies and gentlemen,